Hi everybody, Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Friday, November the 22nd. Race number 6 at Del Mar. We're going a mile. Let's take a look at this field of optional claimers. $40,000 is the optional claiming price. Now winners of one other than is the condition. We have a field of 6. The number 3, Persepolis, stretch out sprinter trained by Dick Mandela, is your 2-to-1 morning line favorite. Caressa, the number 6 on the outside, a daughter of Uncle Mo, making her third start of the form cycle, 5-2. You can access free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Download them, handicap along with us. I first want to take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. You'll note the blue bar, friends. That means the Timeform US believes that this race will favor horses on or near the early lead, and being a stretch-out sprinter with a little bit of gas, the 3 Persepolis might be able to make the front, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like she could. Certainly, if Pratt wants it, it looks like she could have it. She showed good speed 2 starts back. Last time they took her back off the pace. I still thought she ran well, though. I'm expecting Pratt to be more aggressive this time.
I'm not sure if I would concede, though, if I was the 4 Serial, who ran so well last time out when stretched out to a mile. I know it was against much weaker competition, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this filly just seems like she's a lot better when she's on the lead.
Yeah, certainly she ran maybe her best race ever last time when they put her forward. It's not like she was right on the lead. She was tracking another horse up there. They went 47 to the half. The pace might be faster this race, but you know what? Maybe it won't be either, Dan. She did run pretty well last time.
It's only a short field, but it is a very competitive group. We'll begin with the number 1, Kooky Gal, a stakes winner at Los Alamitos as a 2-year-old around 2 turns. Her most recent start was on turf, her first start off of a lengthy layoff. I think it was a good prep for this. Let's go back to her most recent dirt race, 3 starts back, and she got a great trip. Shooting up the inside, everything worked out for Pratt that day. The horse that's going to eventually run her down on the outside was in good form. She came back to run 3rd in the Grade 2 Las Virginis with an 84 buyer when facing Bellafina. This was a promising effort from Kooky Gal.
Yeah, I guess maybe you want to give her the benefit of the doubt because, as you say, Calf Moon Bay did come back and run well at her next start. Still no excuses for Kooky Gal there. She got a great trip, had every chance, and just wasn't quite good enough. But at the end of the day, both of her dirt races are pretty good.
Turf to dirt has worked very well for her as an angle in the past. It resulted in the win in the Soviet Problem Stakes. Her return off the long layoff, albeit on turf, resulted in a career-high buyer. I would expect her to run well, 7-2 on the morning line for trainer Peter Miller. The number 2 is Mesa, coming off of a win at Del Mar, going the 2-turn mile. We'll take a look at that race right now. Now, there was a big pace. The first quarter mile of this race was 22-4. Mesa was near the back of the pack. She's in the outside in the purple, just striking the front right now, and it was a solid enough performance against starter allowance foes. She's going to have to improve from a buyer's standpoint.
She's going to have to improve again. I thought she improved a little bit in this race, but as you said, she had the setup in there. Closers ran 1, 2, 3. This race may not be run in the same manner, so that might work against this horse. I think she has to improve to beat this field.
The 3 Persepolis has just a beautiful pedigree, a daughter of Warfront that's obviously had her share of problems. She's 4 years old and she's only raced 4 times. Mandela's gotten 2 sprints into her. She's bred to go long, and I don't know about your thoughts about the last race, Mike, her first race against winners, but I didn't think Flavien Prat could ever get a good position. He was sort of in the 6th path on the backstretch. He ends up 5 wide as we turn into the stretch of Persepolis' last race, and this horse on the lead is just gone. Persepolis ran really well to be second best to this horse, but she just lost ground throughout.
Yeah, I felt the same way about it, Dan. At the end of the day, she ran the same figure that she had run when she broke her maiden 2 starts back, but I thought she ran better in this race. As you say, just caught wide early, so Pratt, did what he had to do. He tried to take her back to at least try to save some ground. Then he came wide again through the stretch. I thought she finished really well, and as you say, she's bred to stretch out. I'm not worried about the mile at all.
And she still has some upside with only those 4 starts on her record compared to a horse like the number 4 Serial, a horse that started 15 times, has probably established her class level, and she is stepping up in class off of a condition-claiming win at Santa Anita. Now, this was a pretty good race for her because I thought she did some work. The fraction seemed solid. But then you go back and you look at the chart of the race and you look at the stretch run, and there's just no closing going on. The horse that she battles into defeat, the favorite, is down on the inside in the pink. Serial's on the outside, and nobody's coming at him.
Yeah, you're right. That is the problem with this race. It was just dominated by these 1-2 finishers up on the lead. Serial, it looked like around the final turn there, like she might win very easily. Just really couldn't get away through the stretch, but she held on to the wire. Nobody closing behind her. A perfectly fine effort against those kinds of horses. Now she steps up in class.
Something's working against the number 5, Kinace. She has finished second in half of her 14 lifetime starts. She has only raced twice on dirt, and while she's hit the board in both of those efforts, the Beyer's speed figures were low. I thought her last race at Golden Gate Fields, though, was not bad because she had made a long 4-wide bid on the far turn. She got into it very, very late in the game. Dirt's a big question mark for her, as well as this pace scenario, although I think she's a little bit more adaptable than Timeform US believes.
Yeah, I do too, Dan, but I'm just concerned about her efforts on dirt so far, and just the fact that she's probably facing some better horses this time. I do respect the fact that her last 2 races, though, are the 2 best she's ever run.
The number 6, Caressa, 5-2 on the morning line. And while I do think she is a very strong contender in this race, I'm not sure I want to take too short of a price on her. We look at her race 2 starts back at Del Mar, and she won that race, and it looks great on paper where it says 3-wide bid ridden out, but it must be noticed that there was an odds-on favorite in that race that threw the rider at the start and completely changed the complexion. Last time out, she followed the winner, Durlou. I thought she got a very good trip. I thought she had a shot at Durlou in the stretch, and she was rebuffed, and she hopped back to her left lead, and she looked tired. Now, maybe she's running back into her best shape in her 3rd start of the form cycle, but I was a little disappointed she couldn't keep up with Durlou last time out.
Yeah, you're right. She did weaken pretty noticeably there in about the final 16th of that last race. That's a concern. Otherwise, she ran pretty well. Her maiden win was good. You're right that the big favorite lost a rider there. She ran pretty well in that race, though, because it just always looked like she had enough horse to win that race. Whether the favorite had her rider or not, she ran really well in that spot. So I'm not way against her in here, but I want a different way.
Wide open race. We'll take a look at our top selections in here. You like Persepolis, stretching out, should be either on or very close to the pace, has the big pedigree, paired up by her tops in her 2 starts off the layoff. She's very logical.
Yeah, she just makes a lot of sense in here. She's the morning line favorite in the race. I'm not, suggesting I would bet her at a short price. I just think they found a really good spot to stretch her out for the first time.
I want to take a chance with the 5, Kinace, maybe to transfer that synthetic form to the dirt. The last race on synthetic was good. It was against 2 other than 62 5s. I think this might be a lateral move down to the 40K level for her. She's going to have to stay a little bit closer to the pace under Giovanni Franco, but she also might be the biggest price in this field, and I think she's not too far behind the main contenders. I went 5-1-3-4. Mike went 3-1-6-4. It's the Friday race of the day. Remember to grab those Formulator past performances. They're free. An approximate post time for the race of the day is at 3 o'clock Pacific. Good luck.